Okay, everyone. Tomorrow morning, the Texas Capitol will see a crowd arrive there awash in blue. They are set to mark Go Blue Day, which aims to raise awareness about preventing child abuse. Now, one of the organizations taking part is Texas Casa, and joining us this afternoon is Vicki Spriggs. She is the CEO of Texas Casa. And Vicki, welcome to our studio. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to begin for people out there and remind them that CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates.
Yes.
And the volunteers that you all have working through your organization really partner closely and help represent children in foster care. Explain more about how they assist those kids.
Sure. Let me start with the fact that they are appointed by a judge to a child in the foster care system. So that child's already been removed from home. The CASA volunteers' role is to be that voice for that child in the system. So they are, let me back up. Typically, just based on the state's data, 7 out of 10 children who are removed are placed outside of their home county. So CASA volunteers are, one, making sure that child is able to remain connected to familiar folks, whether it's parents, cousins, whoever the relatives are, brothers and sisters. The CASA volunteers maintaining those connections. They're making sure school records are following the child. They're making sure any medical, mental, physical health needs that the child might have are paid attention to, any therapeutic needs they have, and they're making sure that whatever placement that child has been placed in is safe for that child and actually meeting their needs.
Being that advocate, just as the word says.
Absolutely, and they're reporting all that back to the court so that the judge can make the best decision for that child. The significant thing about a CASA volunteer also is many times at the system level, the caseworkers are turning over constantly. The attorney that's assigned to the child doesn't see the child on a regular basis because they have other cases. I mean, they're attorneys, they're doing other things.
Right, they have those extra responsibilities.
Exactly. So that CASA volunteer is the linchpin between all the systems and entities that child is involved with, making sure that their best interest is represented throughout and making sure that information gets to the court.
You touched on it there, but having that one constant person, at least that child can connect with, how important is that?
It's significant because, again, with 7 out of 10 children being removed from their home area, they're cut off, they're isolated. Everything they know is not known now, it's all gone. And so that CASA volunteer is that constant. And I'll tell you what I hear from volunteers and from youth who exited the foster system who had a CASA volunteer, when they find out that that CASA volunteer is a volunteer, that they're not getting paid to see them and to work with them and to just be a comfort to them, it makes the world a difference. It makes the world a difference.
Yeah, someone close to my life volunteers with you all, and I know it means a lot to her as well to do that work. But how many volunteers through Texas Casa are working with kids in the foster care system right now?
Sure, we have almost 7,000 volunteers. Last year they worked with about 17,400 and something children, and there were 27,343 children in foster care. So in the state of Texas, we have about 10,000 children who still need a CASA volunteer. In Central Texas, we're fortunate. We have a lot of giving people in terms of willingness to volunteer their time. And so in Central Texas, we have about, in the KXAN viewing area, 17,000 children in the foster care system. I'm sorry, 1,700 in the foster care system. 1,500 have a CASA volunteer.
Wow.
And we need another 200.
Okay.
At least. I would say 300 because you never know who's going to come in on a given day. And let me also say for the record, Texas Casa is the membership organization of the 74 local independent CASA programs across the state. Collectively, those programs serve 217 of the state's 254 counties.
So covering a lot of ground for sure.
Right.
Now, I want to circle back to what's happening tomorrow at the Capitol. We understand that a proclamation will happen then to recognize April as Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Exactly.
What does it mean to go to the Capitol, get that designation, and then maybe have a chance to connect with some of the state lawmakers too?
Right. Well, the importance of it is bringing the awareness of the community, Central Texas, Texas-wide, because it's happening all over the state, statewide representation at the Capitol. People need to be aware that children are being abused. Nobody wants that, right? We want to prevent that.
Yeah.
We want legislators to understand, and we want citizens to understand the impact of abuse, because it's not just it happens to me today and it all ends there. No, it's typically part of a cycle, a family cycle. It's a cycle that then if there's no intervention for that child and that family, this cycle continues. And at the end of the day, you have a child who has missed school, so they're going to be undereducated, they're going to be underemployed, they're going to more than likely be involved in potentially in the juvenile justice, criminal justice system, have medical, mental health issues, just becoming tax consumers instead of taxpayers. By being at the Capitol and talking about this issue and keeping this at the forefront of a legislator's minds, we're helping them recognize the importance of the decisions they make during the legislative session.
That will have direct impact on so many people's lives.
So many people's lives, and on the economy and future of Texas, frankly.
Right. What a platform to have that tomorrow. So we appreciate that you are stopping by today to talk about it. Additionally, for anybody out there, I know that you all are looking for additional volunteers,
Always.
as many organizations are at this point, but if somebody wanted to say, hey, I want to volunteer for CASA,
Right.
What's the next step?
The next step, it would be going to our website, becomeacasa.org, and it'll take you directly to the program located in your area. And if you live in Austin, but you work in, let's pretend, Houston all week long, but you come home on the weekend, so you'd rather be an advocate in Houston, you type that information and it'll take you directly to that program there.
Yeah.
And for the record, 21 to 86. So long as you're 21 to 86, you can be a volunteer. I met an 86-year-old volunteer, that's why I'm saying that.
Amazing.
We have a volunteer, who's been one for 30 years, who's being recognized by the Governor's Volunteer Council in the next couple of weeks. He's been a volunteer 30 years, though. So people really make connections with these young people and make trajectory differences in the lives of these young people and their families.
Truly dedicated.
Truly dedicate. Passion, heart, and commitment. Someone once said, children are the message that we send forward to a future that we might never see. CASA volunteers are the people who step forward with heart, who are willing to make that commitment to the future of that child and to the future of this state.
Gave me chills saying that. Well, Vicki Spriggs, we appreciate you joining us here today to talk more about the work, and hopefully tomorrow goes incredibly well for you all and you raise even more awareness.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.